Give me 1 minute. All right. So I'm dropping the bomb next week, next Thursday. I will be having senior living placement certification, Chuck Bongiovanni, here live, along with Jason Buckingham. Jason Buckingham is the person that owns the CRM for senior living. This CRM is the CRM that A Place for Mom did use, because there's only one really CRM for the senior living communities. I know, it's crazy. They will explain to you everything that goes with it. So I've already gone through the certification program. It's very comprehensive. It's very entailed. There's a lot of information. But I will tell you that after Chuck Bongiovanni and his staff trains you, you'll be doing a lesson, then you will be having a live round table. They're going to have different times for you. So if one time doesn't work, please don't worry. There are going to be different times. You will need those round tables to ask questions. Why? Because paperwork you're going to be confused on. Don't worry, Chuck will tell you all about it. You will learn not just what the assisted living communities are about, but the financials, the paperwork, what it entails, the people, how to speak to them, what to say, what to look for. All of that is going to be in this certification program. It is, it's a lot to take in. So I am going to tell you right now, please take advantage of any round table, anything on round tables that you can get in, just go in, ask questions and talk to the experts. So Chuck Bongiovanni will be here on Thursday, along with Jason Buckingham. That's what's being dropped by EXP only to EXP Seniors Network. So again, if you know of real estate agents that are not in EXP Seniors Network, they will not be getting that email. They are beta testing it with EXP Seniors Network only. If it goes well here, they will phase it into the rest of the company nationwide. Now, we all know that as we sell homes, you got to do something with a homeowner that's older, and it doesn't just stop at selling a home. I've talked over and over again about this. We needed, as real estate agents, something beyond just the sale of the house and where to help them. This is a placement, okay? Senior living placement. So the certification is not in any other brokerage. It's only this one. For over 10 years, have been doing placement. I feel that this is a huge component to being a real estate agent and the next steps. It's one thing to have your sphere of influence and your people to help older adult homeowners, but it's another thing to help them to the next level, or their families, right? So with that being said, you will be able to get paid when placing people in senior living communities. So when I tell you that this program is comprehensive, every single lesson will be wrapped around very specific areas of the senior living communities, because it doesn't just stop at an assisted living community. There's a lot of options. You need to know those options. You need to know the financials of those options. You need to know the paperwork of those options, and you need to know how to get paid. And I'm going to get you paid. And that's what we're bringing to all of you guys. So I'm so excited. So next Thursday, I've got the guys coming in to teach you about what they're doing, about what they're bringing. And that way you can make a decision without just that email, because I want you guys to ask questions. So I am leaving it up to you guys next week when I bring them on for you to ask questions of the who, what, where, when, why, how, whatever it is that you guys want to ask. These are industry experts. Go ahead and look them up. Chuck Bongiovanni. He started Care Patrol. If any of you, Care Patrol's nationwide. Chuck also happens to be like a person that's brilliant with franchises. He's been in senior living his entire life and only knows senior living. I happen to have gone to college with Chuck, and I've known Chuck for many, many years. Ironically, the company EXP came to me and asked me about senior living. And if I knew of, asked me about this program. And before they talked, I said, I just want to know who put the program together. The moment that corporate said Chuck, they didn't say his last name. I said, if the last name is Bongiovanni, please sign the paperwork. So I met with legal. I have met with marketing. For the last 6 months, have been working behind the scenes with corporate. At EXP Con, we will be rolling it out to the entire company. We will be on stage, the three of us, talking about this, teaching it live. So if you're at XPCon, I can't wait to see you guys. And you'll meet Chuck and you'll meet the rest of the crew. So that's coming up. I urge you guys to join us next Thursday so you can hear what they have to offer, the certification program, kind of really in detail, understand kind of what you're expected. By the way, it's self-paced. Don't need to do it all in one fell swoop, but it is time blocked. You do need, it's a lot of intake, and there is paperwork. The CRM that is being offered through EXP, because it's another CRM, and again, not one brokerage, not one has this. Not one brokerage, not just the CRM, but a certification program that's actually going to take real estate agents from just selling the house, but to helping them place seniors. It's placement. We need to do that. So when you're looking at placement services, I can tell you you're looking at anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 easily on a placement. Yeah. So the CRM is great. It will capture leads for you. It's gonna be good, you guys. We're going big. We're going big. So I'm really happy that I got to announce that to all of you guys today. Next Thursday, you will meet them. So please let your team, if you want them on here, they will be able to hear directly from them. So that's what I wanted to get to you guys today. So welcome and happy 4th of July. I know we didn't have class last week, but that's my little gift to all of you. You'll be getting that email. Again, it's only an email that will be going to EXP Seniors Network agents. If an agent is not in EXP Seniors Network, they will not be getting that email and they will not be offered this certification class. It's a beta. It's only being tested with the EXP Seniors Network. If you guys like it enough, then it's going to be rolled out. It's getting rolled out at EXP Con, but you guys are the ones that are going to be on that program. I do know that we have a lot of stuff going on in the chat box. Sorry. Yes, Bon Giovanni. How do we make sure you're not going to receive emails yet? You're getting them if it's not this, it's going to be next week. I believe the beginning of next week. I will confirm with corporate just so you guys know. And then if you're on this call, you're already a part of EXP Seniors Network, because you cannot be on, you wouldn't have gotten that information if you're not a part of EXP Seniors Network. Again, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Heather Brooks. I am one of the co-founders here at EXP Seniors Network. I co-founded about 6 or 7 years ago with 2 other agents here at EXP. It's been my passion. I love training you guys. I do it from my heart. And I believe wholeheartedly that we need to target market this demographics in a very different way than what has been typical in past. Just going out and selling is not going to work. This isn't the demographics to do it with. And this isn't the way that we are working anymore. Like that style doesn't work like it used to. So that's my humble opinion, but I'm going to back it up with science right now. Stanford. Okay. So let's get into the class tonight, because the class tonight, you know me, I love marketing. I think marketing, your network basically is your net worth. I felt that. I feel like your sphere of influence, that's your net worth. You need those people. And I see that because if you haven't been watching, yesterday, I always put out, hey, give me your wins. I'd love for you guys to share your wins. And somebody talked about their LinkedIn post. Somebody talked about some other posts. Here's what I will tell you. Who you know is often more powerful than what you know. I'm not kidding. I see that because Stanford Business School has done many experiments when it comes to networking and net worth. And what the two have in common is the more you are able to network, the more your net worth is. Isn't that a great correlation? And the reason for that is your network is important to others around you. You don't realize it. Maybe at this moment, it's not important to you, but that trust attorney is important to one of your clients or somebody in the sandwich generation. If you don't know what the sandwich generation is, that's most of us that are on this call that have parents that are older, and either younger kids, older kids, doesn't matter, but we're sandwiched between two generations taking care of them. Doesn't matter if one generation doesn't need us, but somebody needs us and we're smacked in the middle. We're being straddled with decision making and problems and issues. And by the way, they're not stuff that we put on ourselves. It's stuff that's getting laid onto us. And I will tell you the best part of being a networker, because real estate agents are great at networking. We're worth a heck of a lot. But here's the problem. Most real estate agents don't know how to set themselves apart when it comes to networking. Like, how do you showcase yourself and your network to others? How do they know that you have the tools and the people and the things to help them? When we have a problem, we go and seek out information. We don't want to ask. Most of us are kind of like afraid to ask, or if we don't want to ask, because then that means we have a problem. Let's take, for instance, our parents who don't want to move out of their home. It's a psychological thing. But the more information that you feed somebody about, oh, I've got all these options. Oh, look at how great this could be. Oh, look at this beautiful community. Oh, then it becomes something different. Our mind psychologically changes. Stanford, along with many other universities, talk about how that specific psychology plays a role on our decision making. They don't need to know who you are. They need to know you have the answers and they feel safe with you. That's what customers want. So I found it was really interesting because, hold on one second, because I want to share my screen with you, and I'm hoping you guys can hear this. There was a Stanford, one moment as I get through here. I'm hoping you guys can hear this guy talk. Please.
You can basically get for free.
Can you hear that? When I do, okay.
online, but what you can't replicate is who you know and who wants to do business with you. And so if there's anything to take away from the Stanford experience of what you should recreate in your own life is to work on becoming so valuable as a person and so helpful as a person that everyone who's the most important person in your industry that you care about doing business with wants to actually do business with you and build a relationship with you.
So that's just, and I say I only gave you that because I wanted you to understand in a nutshell what a Stanford experiment was. I can I've been listening to podcasts on this. I find it fascinating. When we talk about the older demographics versus younger demographics, we have very different ways of purchasing things, of viewing things, even right down to color schematics, right down to the font that we use. By the way, didn't know that, but my daughter told me that, and she educated me on that, that, oh, didn't you know that your age, that's what she says to me, people your age, that frustrates me, but okay, people your age like this kind of font, but people in my age use this font. When I looked at the two fonts together, I was like, I hate that font that you guys use. Like my eyes can't read. It's small. It's very not cursive, but it's very thin. I like bold, kind of chunky. That's what we have grown up with. Younger generation is different font. But it's amazing right down to the font of and color schematics of the way our brain actually thinks and works. But it's no different than who we know or what we can offer somebody. I wholeheartedly believe with serving with your hand out, like not out, give me a sale. I believe in serving with your hand up. I've said this for years. Serve with your hand up. How can I help you? What can I do for you? I've got all the people for you. You will then end up serving with your hand out and then helping you with sales. If it's not them, it's going to be your sphere of influence. It's going to be the trust attorney, by the way, who is not putting themselves out there and talking about how much you need a trust or about your local assisted living communities. Hint, hint. Once you understand the assisted living community lingo, start dropping videos on it. Start talking about what this has to offer versus what that has to offer versus all the really cool amenities. Those will go viral because nobody's doing it. Not one real estate agent's out there targeting on social media this demographics and their children. Did you guys notice that? And their children. Because what happens in this industry, and I've been in it for far too long, the children are involved. Children, when they're involved, you need to be the person that people like, know, and trust. I say that every time. Every time. Every time. Be that person. You have to be the person that everybody likes, knows, and trusts that has the answers. Because remember, your network is worth your net worth. That's what it's going to come down to. The relationships with your ROI, same thing. That's your network, your net worth. So think about it. Think about the people that you know that others don't know about. Trust attorneys. How about accountants? You're going to need to know a good accountant when it comes to deferring taxes. This is the wealthiest demographics. They own their homes outright, you guys. You're going to have to figure out ways to defer taxes. In California, I can tell you in California, we have this great program or proposition where you can take the taxes from your old home and actually buy a new home, but still with those same taxes. What do you have in your state for seniors over 65 to help them? Think about it. Who can, like, I'd love to in the comment section, what states here have tax exemptions or something for seniors? I know California, I mean, anybody else? I'm like, oh, well, somebody, Florida, I live in New York. Oh, what type of attorney? They're called trust attorneys. You need a trust attorney, all of you. Trust attorneys. I say a trust attorney because a lot of us don't have a home or an estate or things in a trust. When they pass, you have no idea how horrible probate is. It is emotionally exhausting. Is Bill Gross on this call? Because if Bill Gross is on this call, I'm having him do a class for you guys about trusts. He has come and talked about trusts, but you don't understand the amount of homes that are not in a trust. And you can pull data, you can see if a home's in an LLC or a trust or something, but there's a lot of homes that aren't. Really. Way too many people don't have a home that is in a trust. And if they were to pass, guess what? It ends up going to the state. And
Heather,
yes,
why is that a lot of people don't put their homes in the trust? What's
they don't
causing
know
them from?
anything about it. It's a lack of education. They don't
Hmm.
realize the implications that could happen. None of us expect to die early, or and it's whatever it is at some point. Yes, when you're into your 80s and 90s, you should start thinking about it. However, a lot of people don't. Think about the 60 or 65-year-olds that end up not putting it in because they just think that that it's like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to worry about it now. I'm still young. But let me just tell you the statistics, you guys. This is actually fairly scary. 1 in 4 people over the age of 65 takes a slip or a fall every year. And most of those falls happen in their home, which is even scarier. But a lot of people in that fall category end up not being able to go back home. It's a huge statistic. And when somebody starts to go downhill, that's the last thing that's on their mind of like, oh my God, my house isn't in a trust. What's on their mind is getting better, getting back home, getting out of the hospital. Not is my house in a trust. Things happen. Alzheimer's, by the way, we all know that if you're having cognitive issues, you can't sign paperwork. There goes the trust. That trust has to be done before a cognitive issue pops up. If you don't educate, right, they don't know. Most of us on this call, if you haven't worked with older adult homeowners and have watched a home go through probate or have watched siblings just like clamor because none of them can do anything with the home. They can't spend money. They can't because there's nobody involved in it. Nobody's been left with decision making. Nothing's been laid out. Why I keep telling you guys about the sphere of influence, it's big. They're going to save you, but at the same time, they need you. I've done many of classes of the top 15 sphere of influence people, and by the way, you don't need to know 10 trust attorneys. You need to have 3 good ones. Why do I say 3 good ones? Because it's not a one size shoe fits all for us, you guys. My personality may not work for Brooks Friedland or Linda Moore or Rochelle or Isabel. Like it may not work for that, but guess what? One of those 3 attorneys will work for one of you guys. It may not be the attorney that I pick, but if you have the 3 different people, that's important. It gives them a choice. You don't want to give somebody one option. Nobody wants one option. People want just a few. And again, One attorney may not work for somebody. That's why you give them number 2 and 3 and just say, here's the 3 attorneys that I like, know, and trust. These are the 3 attorneys. One of them may work or all 3 may work. Who knows? But these are the 3 attorneys that I suggest. But with saying that, those 3 trust attorneys work very differently. And you should know, because you're friends with them, because you like, know, and trust them. Remember, we're going back to your network is worth your net worth. When you're talking about that being your network, you better really like those 3 trust attorneys. And you better know that those trust attorneys are really going to take care of those people. Because those trust attorneys, when they have a probate sale, because trust me, probate attorneys, trust attorneys, they go through this in court, sometimes a sale of a home. It happens. I've done it for trust attorneys. They need a real estate agent. If you are the person who is not just helping the trust attorney be seen, because we're marketing people, but to be able to get the trust attorney's education out there, what they can offer somebody and help them before they go down the rabbit hole, you just became valuable. Again, it's going back to your relationship and why your network is going to be worth your net worth. It's who you know more often is powerful than what you know. And by the way, you don't need to know anything about trusts, zero about trusts. You need to know the right people to ask and bring in when you need the information. That's the most important part, because it's those people who are going to who have your hindsight, who've got your fanny. I keep saying secret sauce. That's your secret sauce. And it's not just your trust attorney, it's an accountant who will be able to, at a sale of a home, be able to defer taxes, be able to transfer the wealth. The biggest asset for those over 65 is their home. I say that because most of them have paid off their mortgages. Most have. They don't invest in the stock market, they invest in their home. So now that their home's paid off, guess what? You're gonna pay a heck of a lot of taxes once you go to sell it, because what they bought it for versus what they're selling it for versus whatever deductions they can take or not take, whether it's one spouse that's passed or not, doesn't matter. Every one of us on this call wants our money. We don't want to give it to the government. We don't want to pay taxes. Give me my money. Help them keep their money. That's why you need an accountant for this. There are very specific people, or what if they want to stay in their home? Okay, but they get sick and all of a sudden they need home care. Have that home health agency, 3 of them, 3, and they have to take different insurances. And the reason why I say that is because you're going to find out in this assisted living community, or in this assisted living placement class, about the insurances. Just, it's important to know what does what and what company, because you're going to have somebody that says, oh, I only have Medicaid. Oh, I have Medicare. Oh, I have private. Oh, I have whatever it is, you got that person. And trust me, it's not many. Like if you have 3 people, one person's going to have Medicaid, Medicare, one's going to have Medicaid, Medicare, private, whatever it is. Just have the 3. And talk, have social media stuff going on. And the reason why is those strategic relationships are going to create that ripple effect, referrals, partnerships, opportunities. But it's because you like people, like, know, and trust you. I always say this because we real estate agents, we're mass marketers. We are so good at marketing ourselves. We're so good at getting on camera and getting something across, but it's typically a house or a sales thing. And no, that's not what people want. They want information and be like, oh, that's that aging specialist. Because remember, I tell you, I'm an aging specialist. I don't consider it real estate agent. I'm an aging specialist. I'll help you age. in your house or out of your house. Oh, you need to go to assisted living community? I got you. No problem. I can place you wherever you want to go. Cha-ching. Just got paid. I not only got paid selling their home, but I also got paid just putting them in. They're not paying me, by the way. The assisted living community is paying me. You need to think of that assisted living community as rent, because that's what you get. You get the first month's rent. Do you know that the first month's rent in assisted living communities, it's not like a $1,500, $2,000 rent. We're talking about assisted living community. It's 8, 10, 15,000 a month. It is our jobs to go, you know what? We'll help you look at it. It's not your job to assess their financials, because when they get into an assisted living community, they'll figure all of that into all of it. But the sale of the house is a big component of it, you guys. That's a huge component. That's what people are missing. And that's the frustrating part that I, as a real estate agent, was having. That next step, because guess what? Without selling a home, they can't get into an assisted living community without taking out, by the way, a HECM. I'm being very serious. You guys have no idea how many people take out a HECM loan on their home because they need to get into assisted living communities and they don't have the funding. That's the only way that they're going to get into it. You need to free it up. Yes.
What is a home health agency? What do they do?
Think of it as somebody that comes in and helps you in your home. Really, I mean, it's a home healthcare agency. It could be OT, it could be PT, it could be nurses, it could be caregivers. Somebody that comes into the home when somebody is released from the hospital, they need to have home health care. Maybe being monitored for something. Maybe they came out after a fall. They've been released out, and you'll learn all about this with this certification program, about all the various programs. But this is a huge thing because we all know we don't want to leave our homes. I mean, it's a statistic. We don't want to leave our homes. With that being said, less than 5% of our nation's housing units can actually accommodate somebody with a mobility issue. So you come out of any type of a fall using a walker or wheelchair, if you didn't do home modifications, you're screwed. You are screwed. I've probably, at least, if not every other class, maybe every few classes, I say this to you guys. Go around your neighborhoods. I want you guys to look in a 5-mile radius of your neighborhood. How many homes? Okay, I said it was less than 5% of our nation's housing units, right? I want you to see how many of your homes have the 3 basic things that they need in order to age in place safely. We, in the industry, and I've had my certification in CAPS, that's the Certified Aging in Place Specialist. I've gotten it through our National Association of Home Builders years ago. 3 key features we need. 1, 0 steps. Not just in and out of the house, but on the first floor. It doesn't, by the way, necessarily mean in the front door. It could mean the garage. It could mean the back door. But you have to have a step-free entry getting in and out. That means rolling in, rolling out. Walker, wheelchair, whatever it is. If you don't have that, then guess what? You should be adding a ramp getting into it and some type of an easy way to get in and out of the house. But the second thing is a first floor full bathroom and a bedroom. Full bathroom because you can't get up and down stairs. So how are you going to shower? Right? By the way, that third thing is 0 step entry shower with grab bars in the bathroom. That right there is huge. How many homes in your neighborhood, never mind your neighborhood, how many homes right now that every one of us are sitting in that actually have all three of those key features, because it's probably very few. Somebody did say that theirs does, but you have it for your mother. And that is exactly the point of this, is that most do not have this in their homes, those three key features. It's a 0-step entry in and out of the house, a first floor bathroom, bedroom, and it's a full bathroom. And then you have that easy access, not a bathtub. It's got to go in and out, that is wide enough for a wheelchair walker to get in and out of, with grab bars. That's what we need. And then we go into others, like wider doorways. There's other things, not many. And it's, if you are sandwich generation, Linda Moore, I would say there's a lot of sandwich generation people. And if you have elderlies living with you, then you've already done something to your home to accommodate them, but it's very few, which is why you see an uptick in ADUs, right? If you are noticing, and multi-generational living, if you're not watching statistics that are coming out of National Association of Home Builders and through our home building networks, ADUs are an uptick, multi-generational living, because it's affordability. It goes back to, it's like, I'm in a bunch of groups, but parenting aging parents. I'm already the bread, my realtor daughter. See, I love this. I see that in Florida. I'm building them. If you're not watching the comment section, it is a huge uptick. So it's happening more so in your neighborhoods than you think. But again, if you go looking in your neighborhoods, you're not going to see it. Now, let's pare it down even further. Take those homes that don't have those key features. Okay, let's just do the steps up to the front door and then see how long they've owned it. If they've owned it longer than 25 years, start becoming friends with them. Start talking to people. Start connecting with them. I'm telling you, they're the ones that are going to need your network. That is why your network is going to be your net worth. That's why that Stanford University experiment that I was telling you about, that's exactly why. That is where they're going to need you. Okay. Here's what, let's go on to that second part of this social networking. All right. Because I'm big on social media. I try to talk to you guys about social media at every single one of our meetings. That's because that's marketing now. You don't see billboards. And if you look at the history of marketing and the way it was radio, it was print. It started then in billboards, then it was commercials. Guess what? We're scrolling. This is our media now. Scroll, 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 scroll. That's what we want. We want instant information. We just want to find the information. Most of us that have aging parents were Googling at 2 a.m. But I can tell you that I have been doing videos on very specific topics about parenting aging parents. 16,000 views. I didn't talk about anything other than, hey, doesn't it sometimes feel like we're parenting aging parents? Like they just don't want to leave home, but you know that it's just that you're worried about them. Because I'm hitting on something that we all worry about. What if our parent falls? How are we going to know if something happens, or what are we going to do? And most of us don't live near our parents. That's the sandwich generation. And by the way, if you've noticed, I've had hundreds of types of sandwiches that I've talked about over the last couple of years. Sandwich doesn't necessarily mean you have to have kids you're raising too. Sandwich could be an open face sandwich where you're the only child and you're like left figuring everything out just for your parents. It's all on you. But wouldn't it be nice knowing you're not alone? Remember that Stanford experiment isn't just about networking and connecting. It's about letting people know that you have the network. That's us, social media. That's where we come from. Not with your hand out. How can I sell your house? Hand up. How can I help you stay in that house or go to an assisted living community? Because that's what I can do for you. What people do you need in the house? Let's go back to when all of these homeowners bought their homes 1970s, 60s, 50s, right? Those homeowners that bought it in the 50s, 60s, 70s are in their 80s, 90s, in their 60s, in their 70s, 80s, 90s right now. Their homes are aging just like they are. No different. Side by side, both of them. They're aging. We also know, because I just proved to you guys, the homes that they're aging with can't accommodate them as they're aging. We know a lot of homeowners have deferred maintenance, but if you can give them so many options that they didn't even know about, that's what makes you worth every penny. That's what gives them what they need. Oh, an option. I had no idea that was available, or I had no idea that assisted living community was out there. I had no idea that there was a trust attorney and I needed a trust. I could lose my house to the government. Think about what you could do for them. I say that because when they bought their homes, they bought it with a real estate agent that everybody knew, not only knew and trusted, but they had all the resources, not to sell the home, but to stay in their home. Think about that. They bought a home to fill it with children and to belongings and things. And along the way, they had problems, right? They called the real estate agent. By the way, do you have a tutor for my kid? Because they bought a home in an area away from their parents, didn't know many people. It's the psychology. That psychology has not left. What has left is the real estate. I almost dropped an F-bomb, but the real estate industry who has lost sight of the way that should be served. That in itself is huge. And if you aren't shifting your style, your marketing, and the way that you show up with information, go find a different job. And it's not just real estate, by the way. It's going to be everything, because the biggest spenders of GDP, those over 65. The wealthiest demographics, those over 65. It's not the young kids. It's the older generation. The ones who have all the wealth, that own all the wealth in their homes outright. We know that most homeowners, they don't have, they've pretty much paid off their home. We know that they're not stock market people. There's quite a few, but that's everything that they own. They don't want to lose it to the government, but guess what? It's going to happen. Bill Gross, I can't tell you how, if you haven't attended Bill Gross's classes, probate's huge. And it's sad because typically, and I've gone through enough probate sales, the probate process is long, it's tedious. And by the time the house is sold and the judge puts the stamp on it, there's no money going to family. You might as well have taken out a reverse mortgage. I'm not kidding. Because the money doesn't end up staying there. It gets lost in the process. There's so much that ends up getting owed at the end. It sucks. It does. Wouldn't you want to just give people the information? Again, I'm going to go back to when they've moved into their home. It's no different. They needed information on the school, on the tutors, on the doctor to go see, because they knew nobody. Flip the script, guys. Just go from here when they bought the home. Oh, now they need different services. I've already given you point blank. Go watch videos on our EXP Seniors Network channel. I'm telling you, that sphere of influence It's just shifted. It's perfect. It's like perfect, right? Because not one real estate agent's doing it. And now that EXP is dropping this amazing certification program and our new CRM for assisted living, you guys have no choice but to freaking skyrocket our careers. Downline, if you are a growth agent, perfect time to just grow your sphere right now, or your downline, because this certification program and the CRM is that next step for homeowners where to go. And now it's our job to go into those assisted living communities and highlight everything that they have to offer, because not one other agent's doing it. Oh, and by the way, hold networking events there. I've already talked about networking events. I do networking events all the time at senior living communities. And when I say networking events, I don't mean with homeowners. I mean with my sphere of influence. I pull them in. And by the way, that assisted living community will give breakfasts, bring in a speaker, from your state, from your city, some government official on aging, and get that sphere of influence in there. That networking event is huge. People want to know what's going on in aging, especially in their industry. But if you look at trust attorneys and accountants, home health care agencies, all these, they're not out there highlighting what they do, so people don't know they exist. I'm going to go back to, it's our job to highlight it. It's free information, freebies for us. We love working with these people, these 3 people that we like, whether it's a trust attorney, anybody in your sphere of influence. People in your community need to know that they exist, and the information is important for them to know, because that's serving with your hand up, you guys. I got those people for you. What do you need? You need me to help you? And when their kids come in with all the craziness, my parent fell and oh my God, I don't know where anything is. Do they even have a trust? You have that. Oh yeah, they saw this trust attorney, they'll have everything for you. Do you even realize how great that is? That like, know, and trust is what actively is going to earn you status in your community. It's going to set you apart from everybody else in your community. That you're the community connector. And by the way, when I say it's not just being a community collector, you are introducing people on options. You're showing up online. You're giving a spotlight to somebody else without an expectation. But by the way, you just saw that Stanford experiment, that video that I showed you, and what they say. That's exactly what that is. Exactly. Like, I suggest to get on social media and admire somebody publicly and authentically that's in this industry and highlight them. If it's a business that you work with, do it. In aging, talk about how important it is to know, hey, did you know a trust attorney could do this, this, and this? And by the way, trust attorneys charge everything from X amount to X amount. You can go to your local bar association to find trust attorneys. But here's what I'm going to say. Go to networking events. Find networking events. There are plenty. Your area, every one of us, I've talked about this before and how to find networking events, but your area agency on aging, every single one of us on this call, I don't care I don't care if you're in Podunk Town, Indiana, or in California somewhere. Every area has an area agency on aging. Your area agency on aging will have all your information. It'll have your networks. Get involved, figure that out. Those networks will have the key players in your area. Those key players will be your trust attorneys who really want to be involved in the community. Don't you want to work with people that are involved in the community like you are? People that are similar to you or to the way that you work? I mean, it's important. that's a huge step in it. So I always think of networking. It's not, I don't think of networking as an event. I think of it as a system. That's just me. I'm strategic with my system. It's not about all the people that I know. It's about the 3 people that I like, know, and trust. I will continually do shout outs or check-ins with people. I will highlight it in a newsletter or I'll mention something. I work with a dementia care expert very closely back in Los Angeles. I will quite often highlight her in something that she taught me while I'm doing a video. And man, those videos do really well. But I'm shouting her out. I'm like, do you feel like you're parenting aging parents and you get so frustrated because your parent, and this is, I'm doing my video for you guys, and your parent just gets so, you get annoyed because they keep asking the same thing over and over and over again? I'm like, I learned what a fiblet is. I learned it from my very good friend, Rhonda Wilkin out of Los Angeles. She's a dementia care expert. And a fiblet, and I go into, fiblet was actually coined in 2000 by the Alzheimer's Association. But what a fiblet is it helps when somebody's constantly in a circle talking and talking and talking. There's a way to break the cycle without you getting frustrated or without frustrating them because they don't remember that they've brought the same thing up and over and over and over. That's what a fiblet is. It's a little fib, but it's letting them ease their anxiety. Right? Kristen said it's the hardest lesson to learn, and it is. I practice it often. I'm going through it, so I know. But she taught me that. And by the way, Rhonda's not on social media, so why? I felt the need to teach everybody out there that I know. I don't care if I know you or not, but I think it's important that if you're suffering like I am, where you feel like you're parenting your parent, then a fiblet works great. I'm now no longer frustrated, and I now no longer have to watch somebody that I absolutely love and care for get pissed off and angry because they can't remember something, because they can't remember somebody passed away. And every time that I would remind them that somebody passed away, the entire day was screwed up. So that's me, like I want to talk about the fiblet. So I must have had 80 comments on the fiblet, 80 comments. I probably had 600 likes. I mean, it's crazy. People had no idea it existed. But I just talked about a fiblet and a dementia care expert that taught me something that had no idea existed. I can't tell you how many people that I personally knew reached out to me and said, do you know a dementia care expert or somebody that can help me? I'm telling you guys, your sphere of influence. That was, I from the beginning, I said to you, your network, your sphere of influence is your worth in your net worth. That's your worth, you guys. You need to educate people. It's not on social media. People are not educating anybody. There's very, very little education, very little people talking about. Doesn't matter whether it's dementia or Alzheimer's. Yes, I spoke about it on here. Did you see how many people in the comment section actually commented on what I talked about? I say that because somebody is suffering. They're not going to ask for help. They don't understand that there's stuff that's out there. They have no idea the options. But because you decided to say something, and from your experience, from a client, from your sphere of influence, your network, something you learned. Again, what about losing a house? Watching a client lose a house, talk about it. You don't have to name the client. You don't have to break any privileges. But your story or some story of your sphere of influence is going to say to somebody, oh my God, that was great. I didn't realize that was an option. And then you become the real estate agent back in the 70s where they're going to be like, oh, I saw that or I heard that. Again, we are no longer word of mouth. We are all about networking and social media. That's the way it is right now. This is the way that we have to shift ourselves. But you got to serve, hand up, not out. Seriously, it's not about sharing out, like not about the sale. Like how can I help you move? What can I do for you to move? That's not it. People don't want to move, but statistically, I told you guys, it's a statistic. It's with our National Association of Home Builders. It's our aging society. It's all of it. It's huge. And if you don't have any ability to serve people other than just selling their home, why would they want to use you? That's not how they bought the home. That's not the way that they live. It is not like the younger mentality. When my daughter was telling me about the font versus the younger generation versus the older people, she called me older. I got really pissed. But I'm like, older people? What do you mean? I'm not older. She goes, well, you know what I mean, but like Grandma Poppy's age. Are you calling me Grandma Poppy's age? My dad's 87. No. Like, but she's right. Like, as annoyed as I got, she's giving me marketing advice on font and color schematics, young versus old. When she means old, by the way, if you're over 40, you're old, because that's what she said. She's like, those people over 40, my daughter's 23, but those people over 40, like, that's what they like. She was kind of right. The color schematics, the font. But it goes back to listening to the Stanford experiment that I just showed you guys, goes back to that. It is fascinating. Didn't really understand it, but I get it now. They grew up very differently. The font became different. Math, English, cursive writing isn't in there anymore. We grew up in a very different world. Marketing was very different. Most of your demographics, specifically over 60, don't want to be sold. They don't want you to be sales. They can't stand salesy. They ooze. That's disgusting. I can tell you pretty much over 50. They want you to show up with like options. They want you to give them things and help. I am going to give you one takeaway from this call tonight, and I urge you that when you walk into, okay, one huge thing, when you walk into somebody's home and they're older, ask them what's working for them in that home. That's it. What's working for you here? Why do you want to move? It will be different. You will show up differently than any other person. I've done that my entire career, by the way. I've always walked in and said, what's working for you here? Like, what, what do you want to move? Why do you want to move? Or, what is it that you will be surprised at what happens. That conversation shifted from sales to something else. Like, wow, this person wants to know what's working. Well, I had them, whatever it is, either I had them in my home and they want to know what's working for me or not working for me. Because I already told you the 3 key features that they need to stay in that home. And I will tell you, majority of the time will be, it's the home's too big, which is why I like to call it right sizing. Downsizing is demeaning to me because I think we right size our lives. We bought the home to fill it, and now our kids have grown and flown. Why are we holding on to it? We're right sizing our life. Kids are gone. It's me. I got grandkids. It's great. But like, it's a little less to have to take care of. But then the second thing is, it's just, there's too many stairs. It's just, I can't do anything. It's the upkeep. Those are the 2 things that you're going to typically get. But rather than going in there, flip the script on them and say, so what's working for you here? I see that because they don't want to sell their home. And if you can say, hey, by the way, what if we could sell the home, but still in your new home, we can make it look like this. It's called a senior move manager. I've also talked about it. I brought the head, the CEO of NASM, that's the National Association of Senior Move Managers. I'm going to bring her back again. I bring her in every year to talk to you guys. But basically what the senior move manager does is they go into a house, they do schematics, they actually get to know your client, and they say, like, what's your favorite paintings? What's your favorite color? They will recreate. Yes, it's going from a couple 1,000 foot to a couple 100 feet, whatever it is, but it will feel similar rather than just going into stark white walls and new furniture. It is so helpful, specifically when somebody has cognitive issues and you are needing to move them from their home into an assisted living community or a memory care or something. You're going to want to recreate similar surroundings to help with that move. And if you can just offer it, you physically don't, but you got the people to do it. Secret sauce. I always tell you guys that. That's your secret sauce. Your secret sauce is your network, your net worth. And by the way, your network, sphere of influence, because you've got all the right people, like know and trust, it's like a hand in hand. It's perfect. That's what that's how I've always served. I love this demographics, but with the trajectory that we're on, you had to go different. Gotta go different. So that's how I've come across. Now that I've seen this Stanford experiment and I started really looking into it and I watched a TED Talks on it, I went, interesting. It goes to exactly what I have been talking about with you guys. Our network's sphere of influence is our worth and our net worth. It's our money. That's our money makers. So I continue to push, please social media market yourself on this with your sphere. Get trust attorneys, go out there. I will have Bill Gross do an entire thing on probate for you guys. Okay. We'll come in, we'll do this. I will have him do that. The other thing, don't forget Chuck Bongiovanni, and Jason Buckingham will be here next week. They will be telling you, so when you get the email from EXP next week and you hear all the information, before you purchase anything, hear what they have to say, ask questions, whatever you want to do, and then figure it out. The new CRM, okay, that is coming. So we already have those 3 or 4 in our company, right? Whatever it is, we have those CRMs. It is not that. This is a senior living community CRM. That's what it is. This senior living community, I will do classes on it. You do not have to worry about it. This CRM has all your senior living communities. Jason will go into deep detail with you guys next week. And then he and I will do 2 or 3 roundtables with you guys to get you up and running. The paperwork that you will need for clients and for assisted living communities will already be done and uploaded for you guys. You're welcome. It's all done in that CRM. It will also be a place to capture all the leads. So here's what I'm going to tell you. No longer a place for mom will be the first thing that will pop up, because that's this CRM. It will now be an EXP CRM, along with, like, obviously other people are sharing that CRM that are not EXP Realty, but we signed a great deal with them. And I am so thankful, because this really will break down every senior living community, every assisted living community, every memory care, everything in your community, residential. If it is licensed in a senior community, it will be in that CRM. That CRM will have, ready? Oh, I love it. That CRM will have the person you need to speak to. It will have how many beds it has. It will have the insurances. It will everything that you guys need. So you don't need to do all that homework. It's done for you. So all you have to do is go in there, pop in your client's information or send them the link. Your client fills all that stuff out and it will populate the places. No different than what we got. It's literally like the MLS of assisted living communities, but only for EXP. No other real estate agency will have the CRM. None. We have an exclusive right. And it's the only CRM that's out there. Yeah. It's, by the way, the only one that's been being used for years. Years. The only one. So it's the one that everybody uses. Again, it will have your paperwork so they can fill out paperwork right there, all out, right? Boom, done. The other thing that I really love about it is you will be having roundtables with the owners themselves. The fee-based CRM exclusive, yes, this is only exclusive to EXP, all of it. The certification and the CRM, no other agency will be able to get it. You have to use your EXP Realty email to get into it. You will be getting an email from corporate because I've just given them the updated list. So that's going live, I believe Monday or Tuesday, but EXP and myself will be dropping all of that within our, within Facebook and Slack. I have not been using Slack. Just me. I don't want to get this on camera, but I'm kind of confused on Slack. So I am going to have somebody come in and teach us Slack. But personally, the Facebook right now is working. So that's where we're going to have it. But both Facebook, EXP corporate is one of our admins in there. So I'm not worried. And on Workplace and in your email. So you guys will have it. That email coming up. So you'll see lots of great stuff. Corporate's just putting all the marketing material together with our logo. Again, only EXP Seniors Network agents are going to be getting that email. If you are on this call, you are already in EXP Seniors Network. Otherwise, you would have not known about this. So EXP Seniors Network emails or anybody that's a part of EXP Seniors Network has their email. Your email has been given to them. With that being said, you've got the CRM, the certification. It is, there's a lot of content. I'm going to tell you, please, please, please take advantage of the roundtables. Take advantage of the roundtables, asking questions, whatever it is that you need to know, because what's happening in California versus Florida versus Michigan versus New York versus Hawaii, different. Chuck Bongiovanni has been in this business for 30 plus years. He knows everything. He knows all the laws. He knows the way things work. He's got the paperwork. He and the CRM have all the paperwork uploaded. So it will be uploaded. It's all done. The CRM I've already been using. So very robust. I love it. It's like a Google map and you see everything. And then you can take people to it as, you know, as a lead magnet. It's great. There's so much we're going to do with it. So there's a lot of marketing that I'm coming in with. I will be with you guys. So you don't have to worry, but I'll be at the roundtables. I will be with Jason Buckingham on his roundtables. And then I will be going over, myself and Jim DeWolf will be going over how to use a CRM and how to effectively market and how to capture leads off of it. So we can take down all the other places and be better at that. Okay. And I'm going to open it up to questions because I think I've talked enough. Raise your hand. Any questions? We've got a lot of people. Costs, I'm not sure about. I got to get back. I did see a bunch of questions on cost. So please understand, I don't remember the cost off the top of my head, but I promise I will get to you on the cost. Isabel Garcia.
Yes, hi, Heather. Yes, what was the name of that association that you were talking about? The Senior Move Manager, NASM.
NASM, NASMM. It's called a National Association Senior Move Managers.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
NASMM. It's a big certification program. Look, I'm all about like, let's stay in our own lane. That's it. It's a whole mother thing. Lots of documentation, it's a whole certification program, but I like to just do my thing, and I've got friends who are so perfect. I'll have a girlfriend of mine actually come in and talk about it. She does extremely well, but it's fascinating. There's a lot of Matt Paxton, if you don't know who he is, he's a very good friend of mine. He was with Keller Williams. He was a real estate agent, but he then became Hoarders. He's the guy on Hoarders. He has a great book, and it's Lose the Stuff and why we hold on to it and the psychology behind it. And so it's a huge, right? Rochelle's like, great book. It's an emotional attachment, because let's face it, a lot of us don't want our parents' stuff. Heck, and our kids don't even want our stuff. So it's a psychological thing behind it. So having somebody, having people, remember your sphere of influence, it's your net worth. You don't have to be everybody. You just got to know all the right people. Is that it? Isabel?
I have another question. You were talking about that you do a lot of networking events at these senior assisted living communities. And okay, you go in there and you network with the professionals there, or what do you, I'm not really understanding what you do there.
I do several things actually. Number one, I have hosted networking events, and I have been to networking events. Isabel, where are you located?
Tracy, California.
Tracy, California. Okay. I forgot the name of the organization. So all of us have organizations in our area that are networking just for the seniors. Just for people that are in the industry for the senior sector. So, is there anybody here in Broward? Anybody in Broward here? Okay, if you're in Broward, there's the Broward Coalition on Aging, which is called BCOA. All of us have some type of a coalition or some type of a networking for aging industry professionals. I highly suggest, go to one of the meetings. Check it out. I promise you there's not going to be many real estate agents in there. I promise you, there's not many. And it's all those people you're going to want to know. And they typically will hold them at senior living communities. That's where most of them are. I myself host one a month, and then I probably attend 2 or 3 a month. And it's fun. I go for a breakfast or I go for a lunch. Sometimes I'll teach networking classes to the one that I host. But what I do for mine is I teach social media networking. So all people that are in the aging industry, I will host a class just like I teach you guys, but it's not real estate bound. It will be completely for anybody in the aging industry. So I'll stand up there, I'll talk, I'll show them social media because they don't know how to talk about what they do. They don't know how to show the services without coming across like boring. Does that make sense? Or I always say, I'm like, highlight just pictures of you with clients, or your staff with clients, and just put up texts, text stuff, like just based text with a little story. That's personally me. Somebody said I call myself an aging specialist. I'm not sure if that's what you meant. I don't say real estate agent. I say I'm an aging specialist because I'm all about all the options for aging. And then I specialize in helping you move to an assisted living community, bring somebody in that healthcare, whatever. Natalie.
Hi.
Natalie.
Isabel asked part of my question, but when you go into the facilities and for networking, when you network and you said you bring in your sphere of influence, and what type of speakers are there? Do they
Oh, They're good ones. Okay, so I tend to, I tend to bring in people from the city. The reason why I do that is because, and when I say city, I'm very specific and strategic on scams for seniors. That's probably one of my biggest topics. But I also will do maybe the Alzheimer's Association, because quite often they don't mind sending out a speaker or somebody to talk about new stuff that's going on or information that's happening. Now, it's not like you can get a speaker like this. So I got to plan way out. But I will bring in people typically that are from organizations to come in and speak on a topic of whatever that's pertaining to that. So, think kind of outside the box. There is, there's a big push in age tech. AGETECH. Age tech. It's one word, but the A is capitalized and the T is capitalized. The rest is lowercase. I say that because there's a big push happening with this. This technology is what is going to be at the forefront of the aging industry. I don't care if you are an assisted living community, home health care, a trust attorney. It is apps and products that are only for seniors. Apps like trusts that people can go online, fill out like a very specific app. But if that attorney isn't part of that app, they won't get that trust. Like a trust will go to somebody else, if that makes sense. So they're really honing in on this industry. That's where the money is. Your biggest spenders of GDP, are older generation. We know that. The wealthiest demographics, the older generation. But who needs all of this the most? The older generation. That's where that's all heading. So I've been fascinated. I've been watching this sector for probably the last 8 years, 10 years. Really got involved the last 4 years in age tech and speaking on it actually on stage at National Association of Home Builders and at the Consumer Electronics Show in the housing industry the last 2 years. But it's huge. It's coming. I do a lot of speaking on it at AARP. A lot of you guys, we all have AARP in our areas. I speak on our AARP Speakers Bureau. You all have a Speakers Bureau. Go get involved with AARP. You will be out in public all the time helping. It's a volunteer position, but guess what? Fun. It's so much fun. I've stepped up my notch with speaking now with AARP, so I'm in a different arena, but I'm telling you, it's fun learning, finding out all about the stuff that's getting out there. And AARP has a whole area that's age tech and livability. I say livability because, and I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but every single one of your listings, every single one of our homes, every single one of our communities is ranked in the MLS, in your listings, in your areas, worldwide. I don't care where you live. You are being ranked. You're being ranked on livability. And that is what is going to basically help seniors find places where they're going to live.
Like the walkability score.
Oh yeah. It's a whole component. And I say that because all of our communities right now are gearing up for changing, targeting a livability score. And that's what it comes down to. So Phoenix, Arizona, shout out to people in Phoenix because the livability, Tempe, Arizona, that's basically kind of like one of the birthplaces of it. And they started it like when I was in college there. I had no idea what they were even doing. But my son just graduated from there, and it's fascinating. They have an assisted living community built right on the college campus. They take all of their students who are RNs and OT and PT, and they have to volunteer there. So, but the buy-in, now that's what I'm going to talk. The buy-in is almost $1 million. Buy-in. Just to buy, that's not even the monthly nut you have to cover to live there. That's just buying it. And you're going to learn about a buy-in. You're going to learn about what the return is on a buy-in. You're going to learn about all that with Chuck and the certification program. So I'm not going to go into it, but just letting you know, it's big. But it's huge. Yeah. So I hope that answered it. Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cheryl and then Eric.
Yes. Well, so when we get this email from corporate, are they going to explain in the email the cost for the CRM and the
Yes,
certification?
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Great.
It's gonna be like, you know how they announce the CRM, like, you know, you got an email with the CRM and Slack, and that it's gonna be one of those emails. But don't worry, because if you didn't see the email, I'll make sure that you know that you'll be having that email in your inbox. I'll make sure, don't worry. I'll make sure you get it. But yeah, it's gonna have the whole cost. I wish I could remember. It is not expensive, by the way. I think it's like 400, I mean, less than 400 for the certification. I've got to be honest. I don't think it's huge.
Okay. Thank
Yeah. And the
you.
CRM, by the way, CRM really fast. CRM, you can split between 3 agents. So whatever the monthly cost is, 3 agents can be on it. All right. Okay. 3 agents. So you and 2 other people can buy into this, you know, do a monthly cost of the CRM, and all have your own, but you have 3 users to that CRM, if that makes sense. That's what that's what we're gonna get. So you get to split the cost with them. Eric. Oh, hi, Eric. How are you? Oh, muted.
Sorry for that. Unfortunately, I always ask questions and probably too many, but first off, what are we going to call this new EXP platform?
Oh, you mean the CRM? It's
No,
called,
the platform this program that we're endeavoring on.
it's called
Or
senior.
is it
Wait.
even cooked yet?
No, it is. It's done. 1 minute, and let me just get the correct name. Hold
It's
on.
just cool information to know.
Yes. Hold on, because I'm going to go into my messaging and I'll let you guys know. It is going to be called, hold on. I think, hold on. Hold on. It is. Okay. National Senior Placement Academy is what it's called. Okay. And it's going to
By
say
EXP.
by EXP and Senior Place. So it's going to be EXP, National Senior Placement Academy. And then your CRM is going to be EXP Senior Place. And that's our CRM.
Cool.
The academy is where we're getting our certification from. And then Senior Place is our CRM.
Is this going to be kind of like a platform like the FastCap is, if you're familiar with it, that's going on?
Yeah.
Where,
I don't know anything about Fast.
oh, okay, so it's a regular weekly number of meetings that you go, you listen in like this?
So I think it's 8 modules, and you just have to finish the 8 modules. The 8 modules you can do on your own, but you have to attend a round table just to, like, you know, dive in and talk to and get, you know, and understand. But I'm urging you guys, attend and ask as many questions.
That was my next question. So these roundtables, these are one
And
in Dallas, one in LA, one in.
No. The round tables are going to be here, like on a platform. You don't
Okay.
have, you attend it online.
Okay.
They're gonna have like a East Coast, West Coast. They're gonna have a couple various times. It's not gonna be, we know it's not a one size fits all. I am using my 7 p.m. slot to spearhead everything. If we need a roundtable here, I'll get you guys a roundtable. I mean, whatever it is, I will make
Cool.
sure it happens. So you don't have to worry about it, Eric.
Cool. And I got just one last one. I'm
Wait,
sorry. Okay.
If
That would
you
be,
have the questions, someone else I'm sure has them too.
well, this one's valuable for everyone. Do you have any
Mm.
suggestions on a good source of learning just realtors needs to know on trusts?
Yes, your sources, William Gross, Bill Gross, go
Okay.
contact him. I'm going to have him do a class for us, but he's a broker,
Yeah.
associated out of Beverly Hills. He probably has almost 150,000 followers on Probate. That's all he's done his entire career. I've known him, I've worked with him the last 20 plus years of my career. I've actually, when I did one of my first probates, I can't tell you how many years ago, he like literally held my hand through the probate process because I'm like, what do you mean? That's like 9 months away before the house sells. You mean it's just gonna sit there? And basically, yeah. So,
Cool.
like I drive by it every day. The sign was out. I'd have people call me all day long, but it was in a probate sale and it's a while. It takes a while. So I urge all of you, go follow. He goes by William Gross with an EXP, but I call him Bill. But please, I urge you to follow Bill. Bill
So
does,
we'd find him through
he's
EXP.
in our, yeah, but he's in our Facebook group and he's one of
Yeah.
our men. So
Right.
talk to him. He's
Good.
great at email. He's great at answering questions. He posts his class every week. He has a class. He posted it in our group. He is the
Oh,
other admin along with myself. So I urge you, use him. Anything. Use him because he's been with the EXP longer than I have, and I've been here almost 7 years. He knows the ins and outs. He knows state to state. And when something happens, everybody goes to him. So
okay.
I could never, I look at who you like, know, and trust. I say we should know three, but he's the one person that I wholeheartedly trust and knows people everywhere.
Right. Sorry to
Hmm.
ask so many. Thank you.
No, not at all. Please, I urge people to, ask. Thank you. Linda.
Hi, Heather.
Hey, Linda.
Oops, I'm over here. So everything you talked about is my life. I am a grandmother. I'm over 70. Been a realtor 21 years with EXP for almost 7 as well. But 90% of my clients here in Florida are well over 50, if not, I have them up to 90 some years old. I have a client I've had for 10 years with a $5 million beach property, and he's now, he's close to 90 something. And he told me he's not ready to sell yet.
No, yeah, they aren't. They aren't. However,
So,
you're there because what happens is when he passes, the kids, it's gonna get sold, but you got to make sure he's protected.
well, yeah, I've been working with them for a long, long time, but, so I have a lot of questions, and I also was just in the hospital less than a week ago. They stopped my heart and restarted it. So
Oh.
literally my daughter today, we had the sandwich conversation because I have an 8-year-old grandson. So if anybody needs a resource for who's living through this, it is me.
Linda, could you do a video on your personal story? And I say that from the bottom of my heart because there's not enough people who have not only just gone through what you did, lived it, but who understands the sandwich generation more than anybody of why people need to do what they need to do. You would be shocked at how many people not only are going to follow you, but who will end up resonating and not gonna be like, oh my God, I never thought about it. You're gonna save somebody.
Well, and I will tell you too, I mean, I moved from Michigan to California and then California to Florida to take care of my mom. So I know what it's like to pack up everything, leave everything behind that's meaningful, lose it all. My home's been hit by 5 hurricanes in the last few years. So, and my daughter's fiance's dad was just put in assisted living with dementia in the last month. My mom had dementia. So I'm surprised I'm
Get it.
not sobbing right now, frankly, because everything you're saying is so personal.
Get it? You know, when you get it, I'll tell you why, because we all here either know somebody that's been through it, and I love that you shared your story, because that um gives everybody else on this call just one more reason to share a story for that. Those stories are what people need to hear, because it's going to save somebody, a family, a person, whatever it is, and they're going to thank you or whatever it is later. I'm happy you're here telling us. Thank you, because
Well,
that's huge.
Well, I really appreciate it, but literally, and I'll show you my shirt. I'm studying 4 languages right now. One of them is French. But because I had a bad fall 2 years ago putting out an open house sign, and I broke one of my fingers that will never straighten out again, and from a concussion. So again, anybody needs any help, if you're going through this with a family member, there's 100 Linda Moores that are realtors in the US. I am the only one with EXP. So you can find me that way. But so I'm like chomping at the bit to do this, Heather. So I haven't heard the timetable of how soon we can get the certification, because I'm already
So,
working on marketing things
yeah,
and whatever.
yeah. No, you just keep going. I think it drops Monday or Tuesday, but you'll see. I promise you, I will make sure that in our EXP Seniors Network on Facebook and on Workplace, because Workplace is live until end of August. I will make sure that it will, not myself, but corporate will come in, our marketing team, because they are on our admin on Facebook as well. Corporate comes in and is going to post stuff for you guys. So you guys will see corporate posting as myself, as well as Bill Gross. So you'll see us posting. You won't miss an email or anything, but it's next week. I'm bringing the boys in to talk about it. I don't know if corporate plans on giving you guys the email before they go on or after they go on, but corporate and myself are booked them for Thursday. So either corporate's announcing it next week to you guys. Before or after, I don't know, but you're getting it. So
Well, I'm a member of luxury. I'm a member of luxury as well, and we have separate materials for luxury. But will we have specific things in Canva, do you know?
Corporate, everything is done. I think I don't know, but I think it's got EXP Seniors logos on it. The paperwork. So I think it's like not branded in Senior Network, but it's more like their senior side of EXP. So they're doing kind of a luxury. That's my hope and thought of what we've talked about. So branding the Seniors Network is what they're going for. If you guys don't know this, EXP Seniors Network is the largest network focusing on the 55 demographic in the entire real estate industry. We have almost 4,000 members. There's no network that's as big as this network, not one. Then there's plenty on Facebook, and I know all the people that have started them, and I know all the programs that are out there and the coaches, and I can assure you, this one's been running the longest, and it is by far the largest amount of realtors that are focusing on just on this demographics. We've got almost, I think, 4,900 members, almost 5,000 members of Seniors Network. And that's not everybody's even gone over to our Facebook group. And that's 500. And I grew 500 members in our Facebook group in less than 4 weeks. I started that 3 weeks ago, and I'm over 500 members in our Facebook group.
So do we have just one Facebook group or more than one?
No, we only have the one. We only have that one Facebook group. It is my hope that we have a group that is 55 listings. So we could just throw all the listings in one, and then like kind of a marketplace. The corporate office is helping me figure all that out. So I'm kind of getting guided with them. But it's branded EXP. Everything is EXP.
Cool. Thank you very much.
You're so
Is there-
welcome. You're
Is there
welcome.
a cost for that? to be
Yes, there,
certified?
yes. So there will be a cost for the certification and a cost for the CRM. Again, I don't know the exact cost. That will be in the email. And corporate will tell you guys that the CRM will be a cost. However, 3 agents can use the one CRM, like the one CRM. So if you buy it, if you get the monthly, whatever it is, the year thing, you just can split it between 3 people, and all 3 of you'll just have your own account under one thing. That makes sense? Does that make sense? So it's 3 people to 1 account under our senior living place CRM. So it's EXP Senior Living Place, or whatever I said. Senior Place, is that what I said? I gotta go back, sorry. Okay, Senior Place. So it's going to be EXP Senior Place. That's our CRM. Then for our national like the certification, it's going to be EXP National Senior Placement Academy. Okay. National Senior Placement Academy. That is your certification you'll be getting from that entity. The CRM entity is going to be the Senior Place. It's EXP Senior Place. Okay. And that's where you guys are going to do your lead magnets. It's just great. Bring them on in. Oh, I got marketing up the wazoo for you guys. I have so much fun marketing. I can't wait. I'm excited for that one. So you're going to get it. The email is going to have National Senior Placement Academy. This is all by EXP. And then our CRM is going to be Senior Place. And that is all of your licensed senior communities, whether they're residential, whether they're memory, whatever it is. You will have the most robust system at your little fingertips with all that information and lead magnets like you wouldn't believe. And by the way, does anybody know a place for mom? Yeah, it's the same. It's that exact one. The exact one.
You said a place for mom?
Uh-huh. So if you are looking for a senior living community in your area, a place for mom comes up.
Okay, I attended one of those sessions. Okay.
Yes, yes. A place for mom will come up.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there, you just fill something out, and then like it pops up a couple, or somebody will call you. Typically it pops up 3. That's what you are going to get with your CRM. It's a place for mom, but it's you. It's your photo. It's your everything. It's you. It's your site. It belongs to you. It's your lead magnet. People go there, they input their information, they fill out the paperwork. Oh, it's great.
Well, how does that work if you're splitting it with 3? If it's 3 of
So,
them?
but because you have one, like, what's it called? You've got one,
License.
pardon me?
License.
One license, thank you. One license, but 3 emails to that one license. Each license has their own little database, if that makes sense. But next week, Jason Buckingham, the owner of Senior Place, is going to explain it to you guys. I'll let him explain it all to you guys. And he and I will do roundtables. I'll set up a bunch of roundtables all at various times so people can get in on it and they can ask him questions. Before you purchase something, I want you guys to have all the details. Eric, go for
No,
it. But
I'm sorry.
questions.
Never mind. I accidentally.
Oh, okay. So that's basically what it is. I hope I've answered questions, but think of any questions that you have. I want you to ask the experts who have it. Chuck Bongiovanni, he's the owner, the person who is, who owns National Senior Placement Academy, and that's now EXP National Senior Placement Academy. And then Jason Buckingham, who is Senior Place, please go look him up. You guys will see all about him and what that CRM is all about. And you'll meet Jason Buckingham next week. I love both of them. They're great. I've been working with them. Well, I've known Chuck forever. I've had Chuck here at Seniors Network many of times. But I've been working very much with Jason Buckingham on the CRM because I needed to learn before it was rolled out. Corporate, kind of pushed us into it. It was like, hey, check it out. Here's what I will tell you. I'm loving it. I love it. I can't wait for all of us to be able to take it to the next level, just beyond selling a home, to really service people from the heart with our hand up. Like, how can I help you? And highlight the senior communities and say to senior communities, I have clients that I know that need to get in, but they don't know anything about you. I don't even know anything about you. It's all going to be in the CRM, but it's still your job to network. That will never take the place of it. You heard the Stanford video I showed you from the Stanford Business School, what they did. It's a psychological thing. That's a psychological, it's totally psychological. And by the way, Linda, thank you so much for sharing, because you're right. We don't ever think about it until it's happened, until something actually happens. I can't tell you how many videos I've done where I'm like, I get the call, by the way, in the emergency, when it's like, I don't know what to do. Why? How about if, and this is what I say in my videos, how about if I could help you before the emergency happens? With all of the details. And so when the emergency happens, you have all of the options without going down the hole, thinking like you don't have any options. It is horrible to even know that Linda went through it at her age. By the way, Linda, you're way too young. And you're way too young, really. I mean, way too young for you to go through a heart being 2 weeks ago, and you look amazing. But that's a big wake up call for your daughter, who not only has a child, but who's like worried about the mom, right?
Can I tell you
Big-
something you haven't mentioned that everybody on here probably needs to understand? I had, you can Google SVT. SVT. That's what I had. And it was because they changed the blood pressure medicine I've been on for years, and they put me on the wrong thing. And literally my heart was like a car racing in 5th gear for over an hour before I went to the emergency room. And they had to give me a drug to stop my heart and start it. But it's all, medicine is something I haven't heard you touch on, and I have to tell you, it's a big deal for, it doesn't matter how old you are. We just lost a 39-year-old during COVID in my family from a medical thing, and she was gone in a week. And I have another friend today that told me she's got terminal cancer, and she's in her early 60s. So
talking about it is what nobody's doing.
right.
Like, you mentioned SBT. I'm looking at Eric and Rochelle, and I'm like, I could see their faces, and all of us are like, not sure. Daphne Miller was like, I'm familiar with that, but I've never heard of it. And let me
It's a supraventricular tachycardia. So yeah, if you look it up, it's pretty damn scary. I don't ever want to go through that again. I can tell you that.
But I mean, sharing a story like that on social media, as vulnerable as it is, I mean, we're all seeing it, guys. We're all seeing it, but somebody will resonate. Somebody will go to you. And then when somebody resonates with you, or you bring them an option that they never wanted to think about, but they know that they needed to talk about, you are a savior without even knowing. And your story tonight, and offering all of that, without you saying something, none of us would have known what you went through, or been able to maybe reach out to you after we're done with this call to be like, holy cow, I need to talk to you. Helps.
Yeah.
And that's the networking I'm talking about. That is your network. worth. Your stories, how you're helping people. And I'm not talking about not just helping people with your story.
Well, I have a YouTube channel and I need to start putting these stories out there.
Yeah.
Until this happened, a lot of my clients, you don't know how old I really am, guys, but not like 70. So, honestly though, you all have a parent or a grandparent or a neighbor. That's the other thing. I live in a beautiful neighborhood. If I showed you my ceiling, I've had damage from my ceiling up here from 2 years ago from hurricanes. I'm still waiting for insurance money. But my neighbors are all in this category, and some of them want to get out of here now because our homes are too big to take care of, and we're fed up with it and we're ready to go somewhere.
And
So,
all of us have options now.
yeah,
Most real estate agents don't think that way.
yeah.
They're like, oh, I saw your house. Okay. But did you ever think I wanted to go somewhere else? Or where I needed to go or what I needed to do? Because that's what stops a lot of people. The
Yeah.
options, the education and the options. And I feel like we need to get back to that. Like remember like when we all grew up, I don't care how old you are, whether you're 30, because by the way, marketing hasn't changed that much. Whether you're 30 or whether you're 90 on this call, we had PSA announcements. That's what we had. We had PSA. It could have been, back in the 80s with a frying pan and the egg, and this is your brain on drugs. It could be anything. It could be all the way to Barney, and giving hugs and being nice and kind. The point is, we had public service announcements helping us kind of guide us through things, and we also grew up with people like, as kids, you got to look at like Mr. Rogers. He kind of was that person. We don't have anything like that now. We just don't. So become that person, be like, oh, I've had this problem, or I had a client that went through this. Stories resonate. Telling people, giving people education they want, they need, whether they are going to listen to it now, they'll remember it because education is something we all want and need. But the connection and how someone can help, that's worth more than anything.
Well,
Get
I've
it?
got lots of stories, so if anybody needs them. I
Thank you.
literally have clients that were dead broke, and he was 92 years old and poor health. They owned we listed their home on the beach for $4 million. I got him an offer of 3.3 million. He wouldn't take it because he thought his home was, and I had already talked him down $1 million, by the way. They were for sale by owner. I talked him down $1 million before I listed it. But long story short, I tell this story now because they turned it down. They waited. We had red tide here in Tampa Bay. I didn't sell it. A friend of mine sold it. Those people got over $3 million in their pocket, and they both died within 2 years. They went from dead broke to 3 million, and they're both gone. And she was in her 60s. She was in her 60s. So I have so many stories. I could write books and books.
But it's those stories that make people go, You just got to get somebody to go, didn't think about that. One person out there. And that one person could be your child, an older adult. It's going to be somebody, but they need it because they never knew about it or they never thought about it. So just by putting that I'm telling you that social media, that's what social media is about right now. It's getting that quick information. So.
Well, I'm done talking, but I want to thank you, Heather, because everybody here, you have no idea what a gift you're being given by Heather doing this for us.
I love it, you guys. It's fun for me. It is. It's fun. Eric's been around for a while. Eric, I have fun. I always love giving you guys information. But if we're 2 hours in and I'm always going over, I feel bad. I'm going to